Qantas, the flag carrier of Australia, is one of the world's leading airlines, but they don't have a very young fleet compared to other world airlines such as Singapore, British Airways or Qatar. They currently heavily use a Boeing 737-800 fleet, the Airbus A330, A380, and are now only retiring the 747 for the 787 Dreamliner. But what will the Qantas fleet look like in the next decade? And have they dropped any clues as to which aircraft they may order next? Let's investigate. This video will only cover Qantas's fleet, not their low-cost carrier Jetstar, who has their new Airbus A321LRs arriving late next year. There are three major new fleet choices that Qantas needs to make, leaking from a slide at the annual shareholders meeting earlier this year. The first is their new wide-body fleet for Operation Sunrise. Operation Sunrise is the name given to the Qantas goal to link Sydney and London with a direct flight. Qantas has asked both Airbus and Boeing to provide an aircraft up for the task, with a choice to be made later this year. Airbus has pitched the unmodified Airbus A350-1000, whilst Boeing has decided on a long-range Boeing 777-8 variant. Unfortunately, delays to the Boeing 777X program means that the 777-8 is 2 or 3 years away at least. It's for this reason that we think Qantas will slide with the Airbus and order the A350-1000 for Operation Sunrise. The second choice coming up for Qantas is their regional fleet. They currently operate a mix of Dash 8s, Boeing 717s and F100s. The average age of this fleet? Over 25 years old. They need to replace these aircraft sooner rather than later, and it looks like a showdown between the Airbus A220 and the Embraer E-Jet E2. Qantas has been very shy about what aircraft they like best, but we couldn't help but notice that Airbus flew in an Air Baltic A220 recently for Qantas to check out. Our prediction that Qantas will order the A220 as part of a bigger A350-1000 order. Qantas CEO Alan Joyce, when on board the Airbus A220 recently at Sydney Airport, said, "To me, it looks like a very good aircraft. I think passengers would love it. It feels very quiet, and that's the one thing you do notice. Even the toilets are big." That what Airbus has to get right is the pricing for this aircraft. As we have seen it priced before, it was very high for us, so it has to be a lot cheaper than the prices than we've been seeing. Now for choice number 3, replacing all of their short-haul domestic 737 fleet. This choice between either a Boeing or Airbus replacement would have been an absolute slam dunk for Boeing if not for the 737 MAX disaster, which has grounded the type for over 6 months. Qantas is no rush to make a choice for this aircraft, and considering the alternative is a delayed A320, they might yet look at Boeing. After all, Qantas's rival Virgin Australia has 48 737 MAX aircraft on order. Qantas did recently order the Airbus A321XLR at the Paris Air Show, so perhaps they're looking to see how the A320neo performs. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.